Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Being the Odds. It is Friday, June 21st, 2024. And on this episode of Being the Odds, we have NHL Stanley Cup Game 6 picks along with a full slate of the MLB. JJ Redick is new at Lakers head coach. How the hell did that even happen? And Caruso got traded to Oklahoma City. That's going to be a huge trade. And Matt Stafford's wife publicly embarrassed him. So we're going to get into that. Before we get into anything, head on over to zdmbets.com/picks. The website is linked in the comments below. If we make you guys money for the last year or so, make sure you head on over there for our members only best bets. Our best bets are most profitable best bets on a day-to-day basis. You also have a direct line to me where you can ask me about any game you're considering betting and you get a guaranteed response. Plus, you get all of our picks that we do on YouTube before these videos come out. They would take advantage of early lines, early odds. Those at zdmbets.com/picks, zdmbets.com/picks, zdmbets.com/picks. So let's get into it, y'all. We had a crazy day. And, we have baseball today. We have NHL today. I also want to get into some other stories because a lot of stuff actually interested me. First off, yesterday, JJ Redick became the Lakers' new head coach. I don't really need to get into the contract, whatever. I think it's like 4 years, $70 million, something like that. But let me know in the comments, y'all, in all seriousness. Do we think this will work? Or was this just a publicity stunt by the Lakers? Because here's kind of how I'm looking at this, okay? First things first. The Lakers front office, specifically Rob Pelinka, specifically the Rambis family, specifically all these guys who are in the front office, specifically Jeannie Buss, are just the laziest people to ever live. And they're like literally riding Jerry Buss's legacy to basically disaster because they completely bent the knee to LeBron. Now you can say LeBron reached out to Danny Hurley. I think everyone knew that had any brain whatsoever that Danny Hurley was not going to the Lakers. He just wasn't. I mean, you're coming off 2 national championships in UConn. You have basically a job for life there, and you're in the contract negotiation, which you're going to use that to be able to get a way bigger contract, by the way, which he did, and the Lakers then lowballed him. So I think that everyone kind of knew that wasn't going to happen, and it's no real surprise that LeBron's podcast buddy decided to be the head coach. And by the way, I saw Nick Wright on First Things First talking about LeBron wouldn't want this. Like, just because he has a podcast with him doesn't mean that he wants him as coach. I mean, that's completely true. And then he said something to the effect of essentially like, shouldn't you get more experience? Like, you want a guy with more experience. LeBron doesn't want guys with experience. LeBron wants guys who push around. The thing is like LeBron's had, I think this is his 10th coach in 20 years, which every 2, I mean, that's absolutely insane. And the fact is that when you look at this LeBron saga, I mean, every coach he's ever had has been able to push around essentially other than Eric Spoelstra because Pat Riley was behind him. I mean, he was able to push around. He was able to push around Frank Vogel. He was easily able to push around Darvin Ham. He didn't respect Darvin Ham at all. It was pretty freaking obvious. He got Luke Walton out of there immediately when he got in the Lakers. Ty Lue was I think probably the longest coach other than Eric Spoelstra that he's had, but he had essentially full control there. David Blatt, I mean, he was a horrible coach, so I get that for LeBron. But I mean, he intimidated and bullied Mike Brown. I can go through every single coach he's had, and honestly, it's pretty embarrassing. And what I'm saying is the Lakers could have easily gone out and just waited. I mean, what has JJ Redick been like grinding the tape for the draft? The Lakers don't exactly have the number 2 pick. They have like the 22nd, I think it was like 22nd pick in the draft from their first round. They have a super late one, the 58th pick for the second round. It's not exactly like JJ Redick's been grinding the tape and scouting guys for the last 6 months. You need to make this move right now. Plus, on top of that, when you're looking at this Lakers situation, if you wait a little bit, Monty Williams was like literally fired like a day or 2 before they officially hired JJ. Like, Mark Jackson is still out there. I don't really understand why people won't hire Mark Jackson or Monty. I mean, Monty Williams obviously just got fired, but I don't understand why people won't hire Mark Jackson. I mean, he set the building blocks for this Golden State dynasty that we just had. I mean, the Lakers, I mean, I don't really understand what the hell they're doing. And JJ, I don't know. I mean, maybe he just wanted to get a gigantic payday and say he was a coach that's going to help with podcast numbers or something. But like, he has no experience, and this is a really weird and flawed roster. I mean, LeBron's 40. Anthony Davis is injury prone. He didn't get injured last year, but he's injury prone. And the guys just I don't really get the fit with Reeves and Rui. Like, if I'm JJ, this is a job I would not want. Like, in all seriousness, I would rather I think he was up for the Charlotte Hornets job a couple months ago. I would rather have that job just because, first off, you'll maybe have a little bit of job security because people care way less. And the Lakers' job is literally all flash with almost no substance. I don't really get the JJ thing. I mean, let me know in the comments, y'all, what you guys think, because in all seriousness, like, I don't get this at all. But one thing I do 100% get, one thing that I'm completely with, is the trade that Oklahoma City made yesterday for Alex Caruso. Caruso got traded yesterday. It was like basically, I mean, it was essentially literally like Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. I don't know how Oklahoma City just got away with highway robbery again, but they just did it. And here's the thing. We're going to look back on this trade this time next year and look and be like, wow, that was an impactful trade. It'd be one of the more impactful trades that we've had in the last 5 years in the NBA. I mean, first off, he's a perfect fit for this team. I mean, a perfect fit. One of the biggest reasons that Oklahoma City had trouble against the Mavs is that Josh Giddey was a hole on offense. Dude could not shoot. He wasn't a good playmaker. I don't know what he honestly did well. He just did a lot of things okay that made him seem like a Swiss Army knife. But Alex Caruso can shoot. He is an elite defender. We all know this. But when you pair him with Lou Dort, and you have SGA, and you have Jalen Williams, and you have Chet, I mean, this is an elite defensive side, especially with Chet on the inside. And this is a great defensive matchup that they're going to be able to have against the Celtics when you have two elite perimeter defenders with Lou Dort and Alex Caruso to go against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. You can look at, Luka and Kyrie, obviously. They're going to have matchups for both of them instead of just one of them. SGA doesn't have to guard Kyrie or Luka, which is going to be huge. On top, I mean, then you look at, for example, the Spurs are going to come up because Wemby's going to be a top 15 player next year with how he's been growing. Chet Holmgren is one of the better matchups you're going to be able to have for him. I think they can switch off guys against Jamal Murray for the Nuggets next year. I mean, they should, in my opinion, they should be co-favorites for the chip with the Nuggets. And these are the moves that make waves. I mean, this is just what it comes down to. And you can say it's not super splashy. What this reminds me of is the OG Anunoby trade that the Knicks made last December. I thought it was a weird didn't really understand the trade. But obviously for the Knicks, it made a mountain of difference. It made a huge difference for them. They were so much better afterwards. This is one that now you have Caruso, get him a full camp, get him some chemistry with SGA. This is a perfect fit. Sam Presti did it again. Unbelievable. And Oklahoma City right now is plus 900 for the chip next year. They have the 5th best odds. I'm putting that in the moment this video is done recording. This is a fucking slam dunk. I love the plus 900. Now, listen, plus 900 is 9-1 odds. But even so, the way this team grew from last year. So 2 years ago, they're in the play-in. They looked really promising. This year, they're the 1 seed, got bounced in the second round. Next year, they're going to the finals. I believe that without question, even with Jokic coming back and Denver reloading a little bit, and Denver should be the favorite, but I don't really understand why it didn't move up even more. Maybe I sound fucking crazy, but for me, Caruso getting traded, that's a big deal. I like Caruso. Caruso being traded is a huge deal for this team, and Oklahoma City is going to be dangerous next year. And speaking of dangerous, never let your fucking wife go on a podcast. I don't really understand this. If you're a famous person, you cannot let your wife go on the podcast. Matt Stafford's wife literally holy shit. If you guys have not seen this clip, Matt Stafford's wife went on some podcast. I don't know what the podcast is. It's whatever. She went on there and they asked her like how she met Stafford. And essentially what she told him was she started to sleep with his backup quarterback to get him jealous. And then went online, told the whole story, and went viral. If you are a famous athlete or you have any sort of self-respect, or you just don't want to get publicly embarrassed, why on earth would you be doing this? I don't know how, if I'm Matt Stafford today, I've got kids, I've got like a life, I have a reputation. I don't know how you're still alive right now. I would die of embarrassment if that was my wife going on there. I would be more than embarrassed. And what is with these professional athlete wives just begging for attention? Specifically, the one that really comes to mind, like Steph Curry's wife, Ayesha Curry. But holy shit. Matt Stafford's wife literally went on there, it's like, yeah, I was fucking other guys to get him jealous. I don't understand how on planet Earth you allow this to happen if you're Matt Stafford. But what goes through his wife's head to be like, okay, you know what? This is going to be great. I'm going to get a lot of clicks, but I'm going to embarrass my husband and children for at least the next week. And honestly, people are going to remember this for a very, very long time. I'm going to embarrass them forever, but I'm going to get a little bit of notoriety. And this person who runs this random podcast is going to love me for this. I do not get it. But there are a lot of wives that are awesome. Obviously, there's a lot of great professional athlete lives. I've got to obviously put that in there, or else I'm going to be labeled whatever. But if you're Matt Stafford, oh my Lord, guys, it goes beyond reason. Matt Stafford should put a gag order, be like, listen, no more public appearances. Make the kid take the phones away from the kids for the next few weeks. Luckily, they're on summer break, hopefully, because this is just utterly embarrassing. Matt Stafford's wife, my Lord, dude, please, for the love of God, don't embarrass him again, because I love Matt Stafford. He's such a freaking good quarterback. I've been saying for years he's one of most under. We've only been on YouTube for a year, but my friends and stuff, they've been he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the entire league. His wife is smoking hot, and on top of that, you have what just happened. I don't get it. I just don't understand what would go through these people's heads to say this dumbass bullshit. I just don't get it. But let me know what you guys think. That is ridiculous, though. Matt Stafford, dude, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But let's get into so after we get through that embarrassment of just relationships, let's get into the picks from yesterday. Let's get into our picks we got today. I'm liking the picks a lot today. We have Game 6 NHL. We have Game 6 NHL. We have a full MLB slate today. Went 2-2 yesterday. Yankees first 5 minus 0.5. That was a loss. Guardians money line, that was a win. That was a big win, especially with the body clock. I was really happy about that one. Over 8.5, San Diego, Milwaukee, that was a win. We had over 9, Houston and Chicago, which absolutely should have gone over, and they blew it again. Is what it is. MLB's been, just been shitty to us for the last 5 days or so. But you know what? Even crazy enough, we're still in a really good place when it comes to our record. We're extremely profitable. That's how we pay for everything. And let's get into the plays we have today. We have 3 plays today that I'm going to give you guys here on YouTube. We do have 3 members only plays that we have today. You can go to zdmbets.com/picks. Website's linked in the comments below. But let's get into the plays that we have today. I'm going to start with our first play, which would be the Panthers money line plus 100 versus the Oilers. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Zach, what on earth are you thinking? The Panthers honestly got embarrassed the last 2 games. Here's the deal. If the Panthers lose in Edmonton, they were going to lose in Florida. That is just what it really comes down to. And for me, I think the Panthers win this series. And this is Golden State, the Golden State Warriors winning a championship in 2022. In 2022, the Warriors were going to Boston for Game 6, and every single talking head on ESPN, FS1, was telling the public, it's no doubt going to be a Game 7. It's going to be an all-time series. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. And at that moment in time, Golden State was, I believe, head and shoulders better than that Boston team. And guess what? Golden State went into Boston in a crazy environment and won. And that's exactly what's going to happen here with the Panthers, because they have a better overall team. Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, they are awesome. And I'll tell you this right now, this Panthers team is better. They are better up and down the entire lineup. I'm loving the Panthers here tonight, plus 100. I think they win this game. Plus, I get plus 100 odds, which I absolutely love. They are the better team. We're getting great odds. And by the way, Golden State in Game 6 of 2022, they're plus 110 odds. They're almost the exact same thing as the Panthers. I think the Panthers are the better team. They're going to win this game in Edmonton because the entire world is on Edmonton tonight, and I'm rolling with Florida. Next, you go the over 9.5 in Arizona and Philly. Montgomery has been horrible this year. He has been terrible. And last year was awesome. In the playoff run, the dude was absolutely fantastic. And this year he's been a complete and utter weak link for this team. While Walker for the Phillies has been terrible this year. He's been a weak link as well in Philly. And Philly, by the way, has great starting pitching across the board other than Walker. So we're getting the worst pitcher for the Phillies here tonight. Both offenses are great because Arizona's starting to wake up. And Philly's going to have the most all-stars in an all-star game, I think, ever in MLB history, which is pretty nuts on top of everything else. And Arizona's bullpen is bad, and the Phillies have been hit before, specifically in the bullpen. I like the over 9.5. Plus, with both these teams knowing they have subpar pitchers on the mound, I think they're going to be more offensively minded, knowing they have to have a big amount of run support. I think it's a really high-scoring, fun game. I'm both Arizona and Philly over 9.5. And then we're going with the Rangers first 5, minus 0.5 versus the Royals. Eovaldi over Singer all day long for me. I think Nathan Eovaldi is one of the best pitchers in the entire MLB. He's fantastic. He's great. He's one of my favorite pitchers. Even last year when Eovaldi was pitching, I was hitting the Rangers, and that's kind of how it's been going this year too, and it's been going well. Seager being back in the lineup has been a gigantic difference for this Rangers team. They're completely different with him. He's the best player on the team by a mile, and he is back. And if you eliminate both bullpens, because they're both wild cards, they're both bad, so I don't really want that to affect the game at all. The Rangers have the better lineup, and the Royals are in a little bit of a slump, and the Rangers are going to be playing at home, and the Rangers need to win games so they can get back in the wild card race and get back in the divisional race. I'm going with the Rangers to win this first 5 by 1. I don't like them winning by 2 because of how bad the bullpen is, and the Royals have a good lineup. But the Rangers first 5 minus 0.5 versus the Royals. So guys, let's lock in those picks. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. I'll see you all tomorrow. Make sure y'all check